Does Zeke know you're coffee cheating on him? Ellery glared up at me from under her shiny brown bangs.
I'm not coffee cheating. I'm engaging in beverage diversification.
Her gaze shifted to the woman behind the cash register at Wonderful Mug Coffee Shop, and her expression went, dare I say it? No, I couldn't. Not out loud. Ellery might classify herself as my BFF, but she tended to take exception when anybody other than her broke out the dryad humor. Oh, what the heck. I needed to vent a little steam somehow. If I didn't know you better, I murmured as we moved toward the counter, I'd call that look positively sappy. She tore her gaze away from the cashier to glare at me again.
I will hurt you, Hugh.
I smirked down at her. You won't. You love me. In a very platonic way, of course.
You know,
she said, eyes narrowing.
For somebody who's probably getting some regularly, you're in a remarkably prickly mood. I'd have thought Lachlan would have banged you into a state of bliss by now.
At her mention of my almost boyfriend, it was my turn to scowl. We haven't been able to follow up on that lead on Wynn's whereabouts yet. Was I whining? Yeah, probably. After our last case at Quest, a grateful Hearn the Hunter had gifted us the location of Lachlan's soon-to-be ex-husband, and I'd had visions of falling into bed with my sulky hottie before dinner. We drove all the way to Eugene, and then the Beaver clan who owns the lake wouldn't let us launch Lachlan's new canoe. Apparently there was some coming-of-age thingy for one of their kids. No outsiders allowed. Then Lachlan got a last-minute fishing trip call, followed by back-to-back bookings for the last 2 weeks, curse Oregon's unexpectedly sunny October weather. Ellery gave me a wicked grin.
Guess those best-laid plans went a little agley, eh?
Shut up, or I'll tell Zeke you've been scoring lattes behind his back. Our demon office manager kept us well supplied with some of the best coffee in the known universe, given his access to druid-blessed coffee beans. She sniffed.
We're not exclusive. Besides,
her expression shifted to her usual lively mischief.
He's distracted this morning.
I blinked. Wait, you've already been to the office? Why do you need Wonderful Mug, then? She rolled her eyes.
Oh, please. You of all people should be able to sympathize with a little extracurricular flirting. Unresolved sexual tension for the win,
she said when the cashier, Sierra, smiled brightly at her before calling an older man over to the register and taking her place behind the espresso machine. I frowned. Sierra's a barista now? Ellery's cheeks turned pink beneath her tan.
Only for me?
I narrowed my eyes. Exactly how often do you come here?
None of your business.
She's human, Ellery.
I could make the obvious response, Hugh, but that would be beneath us both.
I flinched, but tried to cover it with a cough. You know, sometimes I actually forgot that I was human too. I was surrounded by the supernatural community at work and in my personal life, given that I was sort of dating a selkie. But my knowledge and participation were the exception. Most humans had no idea that Supes walked among them. Unless, said Supes screwed up and gave themselves away, thus endangering not only themselves, but their human friend/paramour and the entire paranormal community. I was learning there were exceptions, grandfathered in when the Secrecy Pact was initiated after virtually all the European-born vampires migrated to the United States through Faerie following World War I. Long story, but the only part of it I was interested in personally was the Selkie-human relationship exception clause that meant Lachlan and I could actually be together, once he severed the hand-fasting knot with his Fae husband. Something that would be a lot easier once we actually found the man.